Make sure all of my stuff is working properly. Hold on. There we go. How's this? Alright, there we are. Now I just need to go into mod view, and we are set. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another stream of Yooka-Laylee here on the Overanalyst channel. A big welcome to anybody who may be joining us live on twitch.tv or catching the VOD after the fact over on YouTube. We are rapidly nearing the end of the game. So we're just going to carry on from where we left off and attempt to get right up to the end game by the end of the night. I don't believe we'll beat the game tonight, but we should get damn close. Didn't notice this before. I do appreciate that they give you the opportunity to play Rextro's little arcade games, single or multiplayer, if you're so inclined. I thought they're quite a fun time, so it's nice they give you that option from the main menu. Let's carry on. I believe we were nearly done with the Capital Casino. We had fought its horrible, horrible boss with Kartos last night, so this time we'll just get to explore around some of the additions to the casino that were added with the expansion. In the case of the casino, kind of like with the third world, the Marsh, expanding it just opened up a lot of these very intentionally designed, contained little side areas that have particular ability-based challenges in them, and I really, really dig these. So I'm anticipating a good time tonight, and then we get to check out the Galleon Galaxy, which I'm just so excited for. It's, if you remember, got kind of, first off, one of my favorite color palettes of all time, deep violet and like neon blue. Like an electric blue, and it is a synthesis, or aesthetically, it's a synthesis of like that very sleek, chrome-obsessed, classical, like 50s sci-fi look with like a nautical theme. So I'm very excited to see how that ends up shaking out. I'm sorry if you can hear the neighbor's dog. Sometimes it gets a little animated. Poor thing, right? Having to spend so much time inside lately. Alright, now let's see what we haven't done. Have we not been over here? I thought we'd been in these pipes before. I could be wrong, though. It's happened once or twice. Yeah, oh, did it not save any of our progress from last night? Because we did the power grid before. Oh, well, okay. No big deal, we just have to do a few quick little challenges once again. I think we earned maybe 4 pages from this place. Ain't no thing. I like most of the new challenges anyway, so... Can we get up there with a high jump? No, I'm gonna have to fly. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Let's see. There we go. Ooh, there were a couple quills I didn't get last night over here. Okay, so if you remember, this is the area based around the spin dash, where we are going to have to be very precise with our timing, and later on with our jumps. First one, obviously, as you'd expect, isn't too bad. This one's just a little trickier. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 of these little challenge rooms here. And you get a token for clearing each one, and then I think 5 or 6 tokens for making it through the whole set. Oof. Let's try and get our quills first, since there is no way I can control a spin dash on a straight or flat surface on a good day, let alone a cylindrical rotating one. There we are. Alright, let's try this again. Good, good. This is just a platforming challenge. I don't believe there's a timer associated with this hall. I'll say platforming challenge. It's, I think, pretty easy, but neat to look at. Another token? And is there a quill down here? No, there's not. Oh, ouch. Now, one of our viewers has told me that we do get 1 pagey per world for collecting every single quill, and I don't know if we're going to go for that before beating the game, really, just because there's so many quills, and some worlds, this one in particular, really spread them out. Like, one aspect of classic platformer design from, like, the 90s that I really dig, and a lot of reviewers praised this game for doing, and I can certainly join in that regard, is that they use their baseline collectibles. So in this case, it would be the quills, to point you in the direction of various areas of interest. So little lines of them would be leading, for instance, to more valuable collectibles like the Ghost Riders or Pages, or to certain challenges that you could complete to get Pages. I really like that, and it helps a player who's otherwise kind of disoriented make sense of the world. But in some worlds, like I said, like this one, there are also just a number of quills, like, individually placed throughout the world in kind of random locations, to where I don't think it'd be very fun watching me on stream go around trying to track down, you know, all 200 or however many, 150 in each world. But if we happen to get all of them and get the corresponding pagey, then great. But otherwise, just so you guys know, I am trying to get every single pagey in the game before I complete it, except those associated with earning all the quills in each world. And here's the little laser beam challenge, if you'll remember. Oh, I bet I know why it didn't save our game last night. We collected all of the casino tokens from these, like, 4 little challenges I talked about, but we didn't cash them in exchange for pages, and I would bet my bottom dollar that this game only really saves your progress when you collect pages. Just in time, but we got that one. Well, pages and maybe, like, the Ghost Riders, I don't know. We've gotten a fair few super meter upgrades at this point, maybe 3 of them, I think, and we've got a really healthy amount of special juice there. Now let's go try to play those, like, kind of knockoff pachinko games once again. And I can't forget either, we also have the porcine night taxi missions. Right, here's capital B pachinko. Oh, or did it register me as getting these? I guess so, if the machine's inoperative. Well, it's weird that it would save those, but not the ones that come from the spokes, like little self-contained areas. Let's just double check. I'm gonna go find the Yooka-Laylee pachinko machine and verify that it's not working either. You know, this world does a whole lot to change things up mechanically with all the little mini-games and special challenges it has around. It's kind of like Banjo World, or Banjo Land in Nuts and Bolts, I think, in that particular way. And obviously not everything here is a home run, but I overall appreciate the effort they've gone to. Hold on, let's get, well, first let's make sure it didn't save our progress with these as well. It did, good. As I was saying, I appreciate that they try to change things up. I appreciate we've got a greater amount of variety here. I like quite a few of the games, not terribly fond of others. So when we finally get all or most of the pages, I'll be able to give a final verdict, but I think I'm slowly coming around on Capital Casino, beyond, like, just its looks that I absolutely adore. Now that Kartos section, the boss fight especially, now those are trash. We can't be having that in our games. So, hey MC2M, how's it going, man? I think, well, we need to destroy that rock wall, so we need to transform into the helicopter anyway. But we might be familiar enough with the terrain to try at least one or two more of the pig taxi missions. You've been replaying Kartos on this level just for fun? Or like to see how it feels? Oh, to give it your game designer expertise? Really, if I had to make a suggestion as somebody who's not well-versed in game design, but has certainly played enough games in my time, the Kartos sections could be made so much more tolerable, even dare I say it fun, if the player was given, at the least, a vague sense, even if it was just an illusion, that they had a greater deal of control over things like speed, the height of his jumps, things like that. Having a series of totally fixed maneuvers that you as the player cannot adjust whatsoever beyond simply choosing to execute them at a given time makes the kind of very precise movement that those challenges seem to want to encourage extremely frustrating. If I could simply depress the X button for a lesser period of time and get a smaller, more controlled jump out of Kartos, for instance, I would probably find those challenges at the very least to be tolerable. Okay, where does this guy want to go? Oh yeah, I got that. He's aiming for the passage beyond the rock wall then. Well, great, because that's where we're headed to. I'm hoping that's not the vault. Oh, we went the wrong way around. Okay. So MC2M says, well, the Kartos challenges are designed with the controls it has in mind. I don't believe control is the issue. I believe camera's the real issue behind Kartos being horrible. I will definitely give you that. The camera and the general inability to see exactly what's ahead of you beyond probably the equivalent of a few meters on the track is rather irritating. But I would also say then, another issue is the general inability to hit enemies that seem, or obstacles that seem to be on an even keel with you, with his cannon. Like, you have to hit your targets. There it was. So we know where we have to go. The general inability to hit obstacles that appear to be well within your means to strike, unless you have positioned yourself perfectly, vertically vis-a-vis them. Like, I'm thinking the little bee drones in the Third World's Kartos challenge. There were several times where I would fire a cannonball and the round would clip through their character model, but it would not register as a hit for whatever reason. And I would take a hit and lose quite a few gems as a result. So I would say you could... Again, I don't want to say fix, but you could improve the Kartos sections drastically by either doing any of the following. Tighten your controls, just give the overall mechanics and like collision detection with both enemies and tracks after you make jumps and the like a little bit more polish. Or if you want to stick with this kind of rickety system we've already got, just make the requirements for clearing the challenge and receiving your pagey at least a little bit more lax. Of any combination of the three in different measure, I think, would solve it. MC2M says that that's also because of the camera. I think, yeah, no, I'll give you that. The camera's terrible. Which is weird, because, like... I'm trying to think. It's been so long since I played it. Were there minecart sections in Donkey Kong 64? Oh, we're at the vault. Well, we'll come back here in a minute. Never played DK64? Oh, man, okay. Hold on. In fact, as I'm, like, gadding about to the other side of the casino, I'm going to take a look. DK64... Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was. There was an entire bonus stage dedicated to, like this weird top-down minecart challenge. It's called Minecart Mayhem. Looks very interesting, actually. MC2M says, yep, and it works with my idea of what went wrong. Oh, we get the EDM again. Oh my god, yes. Yes, it's a little demon corplet disco. I'm in heaven right now. I was not expecting a dance club to be walled off behind one of the construction signs, but I'm so glad it was. Ooh, there's so many. I really like this little area. MC2M says, you traditionally have 3 planes for doing 2D traversal. Top down, side, so like a profile view, and a back, from behind. 3D games often use back camera or side camera for that kind of challenge. Yeah, and like maybe a top-down perspective would have given you way more of a sense of place. Oh. And it's our violent Ghost Rider. We should have either 3 or 4 out of 5 after this. At least 4, I think. Nope, that's all 5 for the casino. Nice. Good stuff. Well, this is a nice little diversion. And like a lot of the other spokes that were added on with the expansion, this gives us an opportunity to learn a bit more about our new special moves. MC2M says, from a side perspective, you could draw up, down, and left to right. If the character turns to the camera, the player cannot see in front of the character. From a back perspective, you have the same deal, but for, like, up and down, so the vertical plane. There we are. What exactly are they trying? Oh, there's probably a quill up here or something. Or not. We good? Now we can't forget about the vault, can we? Over here. Oh, wrong button. MC2M says, so what they wanted here is to be able to do a full 3D traversal in all directions. But to do that, they had to take an isometric view. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and they don't... If I'm being perfectly honest, it makes for some, like, eye-catching vistas that you can't really focus on due to the extremely frenetic and demanding action of the challenges themselves. But the sensation of moving into or away from the camera doesn't really add a ton to those challenges. Like, if they were just straight profile, or viewed from a straight profile, like 2D perspective, I'd be, I think, much happier with them. Come on now. Come on. There we go. Ooh, I see. MC2M also says the issue about isometric views is that the player has a harder time to evaluate distances and angles. Right, no, I can definitely agree with that. And in fact, one of the, regardless of the specific type of challenge, one of the, like, most consistent difficulties facing developers of platformers in the 90s and early 2000s was how on earth you assist players in calculating things like depth or relative height or placement of things like platforms and characters, because it was actually really difficult to signal to a lot of folks. Like, here's exactly where your character is, and here's exactly where they're going to end up if you perform X maneuver. There we go. There we go. Now, how many pages do we have left here? Alright, so... we'll go ahead and cash these out. Oh, and we now have enough pages to challenge Capital B whenever we want. That's great, but we're obviously not going to do that quite yet. Still a fair amount to see in this game, I believe. Including, you know, the entirety of the Fifth World. So MC2M says, as for falling down pits and starting from the beginning, I would have just gone for like an automatic retry option when falling. As for passing through tracks and such, that's on the devs. Anyway, I would fix Kartos by having a dynamic camera moving on the back of the cart or on the side in difficult sections, and use a 45-degree angle to show the world with like lighter difficulty. Also, a complete tour of the map to highlight it all. Yes, absolutely. I think both of those are excellent suggestions, and particularly giving players a chance to preview the track so they're not having to make split-second decisions on which of these extremely rigid maneuvers they're performing at every single turn would be ideal. Or at the very least, if you're going to force them to make those kind of choices sight unseen, don't penalize them for running into obstacles. The penalty should be missing gems that are already on the track in that circumstance, not losing ones that you've already collected. You could, of course, impose penalties like that if you gave them a chance to see what they were in for, even in brief, I think. MC2M says that's why I suggest lighter difficulty. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I don't know how exactly you'd fix the inept fight, because, well, it's actually kind of interesting, right? So it has 3 main phases, but while the first one, due to the kind of rigidity of Kartos' controls and the significant cooldowns placed on all his maneuvers, is kind of difficult to make it through without taking significant damage. The last 2 are extremely straightforward. I guess due to the limited suite of mechanics incorporated into Kartos' gameplay. but yeah, I don't know how you would fix that or adjust it to make it a bit more appropriate in terms of difficulty for the second to last world, but also without just forcing the player to take a ton of hits. I would actually recommend something like what Sly Cooper did for the Clockwork fight in the first game and the last, or the first phase, I think, of the Clockla fight in the second. Employ a first-person, like, kind of turret shooting mechanic, whereby players have to just focus on downing a massive amount of projectiles and dealing damage to an enemy's weak spots as they're revealed. You could also incorporate, like, jumping over obstacles and things like that sporadically. Yeah, I think that would be decent, actually. If you know all the trees. Well, I know there's only a couple places in this casino with trees, so give me a couple tries and we'll get you there. The purpose of this first attempt is never to actually, like, get it. It's to... Do we see the hoop? Yep. Nope, there it is. We got it. We got it. We know where to go now. MC2M says, I've not done an in-depth look at that fight, but I have some ideas. What I would do with Inept is add a chase scene, either it chasing us or us chasing it. Yeah, that could work. That could work with the way the fight's designed. Just you've either got to seriously retool or scrap that first section altogether, I think. I think adjusting the mechanics or the rate or intervals at which it shoots out its projectiles would do the job, but I would also actually kind of like to see the subsequent sections made a little more challenging. Lovely. MC2M says increase the thrill of that fight, basically. I want to see where that inept came from. A room full of broken Kinect. Oh, I promise you, not the studio leads, because apparently they were A-okay with working on Kinect titles, but a lot of, like, the rank-and-file developers who had been with Rare for ages must have been furious having to make, like, minigame compilations based around the Kinect. I know I would be if, like, my life's work was making games this kind of creative and colorful and sort of original. And then to be told, basically, nope, you're making a worse version of the iToy now. The iToy, to be fair, was actually kind of cool when it first came out. I mean, a novelty, sure, but back in those days, it was something that was mechanically interesting, at least. Sad thing is, the iToy worked better than the Kinect did as well. Alright, now let's think. Where, oh, where could that final pig night be? I've already talked to you. Where does Lady Hop-a-Lot? I think that was her name, the one with the, Went past her? Alright. Because we've already done the taxi missions for the thief, the, like, kind of chubby knight, and the archer. You know, I've been trying to think of like other platformers with great casino stages. Ape Escape 2 is among them. It had an absolutely fantastic casino stage early in kind of what I would consider its second act. Like all of the super intelligent monkeys you've been tasked to capture are like performing in stage shows and like these really garish magic reviews and things like that. It's incredibly charming. There is, of course, extremely cheeky and hilarious ape Elvis Presley impersonator, because of course. At least I think all four of them are here, right? I mean, they wouldn't introduce us to these characters as a unit of four and then bring them back several worlds later, not using the same. You remember where she is? Alright, are we... Opposite side of the... We'll try the opposite side of the little card palace here first, and then the opposite side of the casino second. I might actually want to switch out our tonics, because having that whistle sound every time we're near a quill is a bit much. Of the casino. Gotcha. Yeah, no, because over there is the bigger guy. And hold on. Because it didn't save our data last time, did it record us as completing his mission? I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we've just got to take him back to the storage room for another dross of coins. Let's do it. Again. The layout of this casino is so hard to memorize. There's just so many things everywhere. This actually feels almost exactly like piloting a flying machine in Nuts and Bolts. We're not gonna make it, just barely. Oh, the time limits on those are tight, man. Typically, flying copters and the like in good old Nuts and Bolts was insanely enjoyable. They controlled so smoothly, provided they were competently designed, which mine and my best friends when we were young very rarely were. I'm just now noticing that almost all of these nights have you make like directional trips across the casino. And that's 5 more for us. Alrighty. Now we've got 1 night left. I'm certain. Bottom of the map. You got it. Oh, behind us? Alright. Give us just a minute, we will track this down. So not here, obviously, but... Hold on, we'll get it. Usually when I look for one specific object in a game world like this, I find literally everything else. Oh, here she is. Oh, hold on, let's get us some quills real quick. Alright, where do you need to go? And then I think we're missing just a single token. Oh, well, that one's easy. You just need to take her to the massive card palace. Up we get. MC2M says, I know where that token is. I keep seeing it every time you pass by. Alright, that's great. Well, hers is extremely easy. I almost feel like we're kind of intended to see her first. Is it near the fountain? I'm very close to it. Okay, hold on. There aren't any over here, I know that much. Oh, unlike a top-down map, we're very close anyway. Alright. I know it's not over there, because I, like, explored that little gold enclosure extensively. Not anywhere around here. I think all that was up here was a bunch of quills that we've already collected, of course. Okay. That token took you hours to find? Yeah, it's strange that some of them are just out in the world. Like, I get there's a handful you get, for instance, for unclogging the jet that powers the fountain, and writing that up. That makes sense. But since practically all of the tokens are awarded in exchange for completing little missions around the casino, I feel like it would be best to just go all in on that concept. Like, you're not trained to look out for these things all around the overworld. If there were more of them out here, like just out and about, then it'd be fine, I think, because then you encourage the player to... Look, hold on. Is that it? Is that... Nope. That was just a bee. Is it around the House of Cards? Because I've been spending a lot of time near the House of Cards. Oh, that is PlayStation notifying me that their PlayStation 5 event has been rescheduled. That's fine. I don't think I'll watch it live. I'll probably check out anything that's released after the fact. Really excited for the PS5, though. It looks like some pretty top-notch hardware. Okay. Sorry, I'm not being very talkative, guys. There's a... Oh, there it is. It's under a ramp. God bless it. Alright. Well, with that, we are effectively done in the capital casino. Right on. Thank you. Thanks for the advice, as always, to MC2M. But now we've got all we need to cash out. Capital B. Did we get all the quills? No, but I talked about this at the very beginning of the stream. I don't think it'd be super entertaining, especially like for the folks that check these out on YouTube after the fact, just to have to sift through, you know, a couple hours of just diving around for quills. So I'm going for just about every pagey I can get, except the ones tied to earning or finding all quills. If we happen to find all of them in a given world, then yeah, totally fine. And don't worry, I will go back and make like a general sweep of every world, probably at the beginning of our final stream of Yooka-Laylee, which might be tomorrow. But real quick, there's one thing I do want to take care of before we move on. And that's grabbing the really obvious pages that we can get from the first two worlds before we carry on. And we should be able to do just about all of Galleon Galaxy tonight. That way tomorrow is just kind of clean up. The Ivory Towers... I should also check the very start of the game. Sure thing, you got it. And tomorrow will be cleanup of anything like major pages that we've forgotten or couldn't access, as well as the Ivory Towers material. I've heard the sequel, despite being like a 2D, kind of more simplified platformer, is like much, much better in terms of gameplay and level design, things like that. So I might check that out at some point. The one thing that has me, well, that I'm a little sad about, is the entire game takes place kind of in one world, instead of across several very thematically and mechanically distinct worlds. So that's kind of a downer, but if the core gameplay's good, then might be a fun time. First things first, though, we're going back to Tribal Stack Tropics to pick up that pagey that can only be accessed with flight. And then we're going to do the same for the glacier. I always get turned around down here. Just keep walking around in a circle, you'll find it. Other way. Nope. Here we are. Now, I know there's still quite a few pages for us to get around the towers, like 12, I think. So that'll probably take up a good chunk of tomorrow's stream. So tomorrow should be clean up. MC2M says, I'm lucky to be one of the few to never get lost in a maze. Lucky indeed. In my case, it's just so difficult to tell where you are in that murk. But tomorrow's stream should be cleaning up Ivory Towers, picking up any, like, really cool things that are left in the game, and then just taking on Capital B. Let's see. The invisibility move lasts longer. That could be useful. How about... we have the roll move use less power, since we're using it so frequently. Well, no, as annoying as it is, when it goes off just when we're around Quills. The Hunter is useful for helping us find Ghost Riders. So we'll keep it at least for our first foray into the Galleon Galaxy. Alright, let's do it. One very quick and easy pagey here, and then we're done. Really excited to see what kind of gameplay the final world has to offer us. All I know is I love its visual design. So I hope the gameplay is just as engaging. There's also, might be worth looking into, those pieces of pirate treasure that I believe are hidden in, I would guess every world or most worlds. We found the one here, and have yet to run into any since then. Very cleverly hidden in an alcove out of the way. Every world, yeah. Ooh, the real challenge here is the flight controls. Yikes. Alright, there's a pretty easy little pagey. MC2M says I was hinting it for World 4. We'll try to pick it up tomorrow, then. It's the same dialogue, okay. So, he doesn't say anything different once we collect the page. Alright. Well, we are good then to head on back to the glacier now and collect a couple more pages. Alright, off we go. Oh wait, no, our shortcut was over here, in the antechamber. And we, I believe, already have more than enough pages to expand the final world, so we don't need to worry about building up resources for that. Though we do want to explore it as it is before we open it up a bit further. I think we still got a couple Ghost Riders to snag in World 3. And maybe one, or a couple in World 2. So we'll have to take care of those tomorrow as well. We collected everything in this room, right? I think so. But just gonna double check, because it couldn't hurt. And the answer is yeah. Yeah, we did. Just making sure. Gotta be thorough. And after this, probably gonna crack into either Psychonauts, because I would just love to show that game off for y'all, or the Spyro Reignited trilogy I got in a few days ago. That I've not played. I've never played any of those games, and since we're kind of on a platformer kick right now, I would love to check those out. I've heard fantastic things. Or I should say I've heard fantastic things about everything but the bosses. Apparently, in the first Spyro in particular, boss design is just atrocious. Which is a shame. I love me a good boss. Always usually my favorite part of video games. But it is what it is. Anything for us up here? No. MC2M says, I touched the Reignited trilogy, I have some gripes with it. Oh, like what? I've heard very, very good things myself. Oh. Oh, well, we can't do this right now. Oh, yes we can. Yes we can. It is a flight checkpoint race. Now you're talking. Oh, and Mr. Blowy's here, of course. Although he actually just blew us back on course there, I believe. There we are. This game tends to do pretty well with its checkpoint races, I have to say. And back past our old pal, Mr. Blowy. This is a pretty comprehensive little circuit we're going on. But great for helping players that just earned the, or unlocked the flight ability get used to it, I guess. There we go. Now, oh yeah, we're missing a couple of Ghost Riders. Which we will get tomorrow. So, on to the Galaxy then. MC2M says, it's good overall. I didn't do a proper analysis, but it felt different. Well, I've never played the originals, so hopefully I'll have a decent time getting a feel for these, or the reignited versions. Let's see. Alright. On to the Galaxy. MC2M says, having a very good memory, I couldn't get into it fully. You'll have a very good time with it. Good. Good, glad to hear that. Alright, now let's see. How do we want to do this? Probably just best to go back through the atrium for the first stage. I'm very excited to get a look around this new world. It seemed kind of compact at first when we first stopped by, but I have a feeling that is not going to remain the case, because this game's worlds generally tend to be pretty huge. MC2M says you should open the World 5, World 2 shortcut. I didn't know there was one, but I guess that's the locked grate we've passed a couple times now. I will do so. There we are. Yeah, as I've said several times now across, I think, yesterday's stream and now today's, the loading screens around Ivory Towers in particular are kind of egregious, but as long as you're staying within a world, they're not too bad, because they're not terribly frequent. Just getting around the hub, though, yeah, that can be a bit of a pain. Oh, and we also need to explore the rest of the World 5 courtyard while we're here. MC2M says, yeah, you console users are suffering. With this game, yeah. Generally, I know, like, PC tends to run games, if you've got a sufficient rig, of course, a bit more optimally than most consoles would. Like, vast majority of the time. But this seems to be particularly poorly optimized on PS4, at least regarding load times. I don't know about the other aspects of the game's performance. We've had some very mild, like, stuttering or lag, mainly during the Rextro minigame in World 4, but for the most part it seems to have run just fine, I think. Oh, and wait, while I'm here, there is one more thing. I wanted to check out, but didn't. Had no performance issues here. Yeah, I would imagine on PC it would probably run great, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but this game was probably originally designed for PC. MC2M says, future game design is all about hiding load time with interactive corridors. Oh, I know, like masked load times. I think it's a pretty good idea, but certain games have implemented them far better than others. Looking at the original Mass Effect and its near-endless elevator sequences. Yeah, let's explore around here really quick. Just because we haven't been yet. This is an interesting puzzle. Ooh. MC Tomb says, I think it's a functional idea to fix a problem. Agreed. Oh no, we've been here before. It's the little library. Okay. But there was some more stuff down here. Let's see. Anything up here? MC2M says, but I want to point at Jak and Daxter on PlayStation and X4 Foundation on PC. Jak and Daxter had little load time. Very true. Game ran fantastically and is probably one of my favorite platformers from this era. X4 Foundation is a space sim with 0 loading time. I think I actually own X4, but I don't know that I ever played it. Or I have ever played it, I should say. I think I got it as like part of a package sale a while ago. But I have heard great things about the series overall. It's impressive that you can run something like that with no load time as well. Okay, so let me see. I know what we've got to do. There we are. That should get us that pagey. Oh, it's the Domino edition of Capital B's autobiography. That's lovely. MC2M says it's very difficult to do, but really shows that little effort is put in improving performance, instead hiding performance issues. I have to agree, yeah, if you could run something like that or Elite Dangerous with, say, very little loading on a PC, like a you know, decently strong gaming PC, I struggle to see why you shouldn't be able to achieve near equivalent performance on something as powerful as, say, the PS4 or Xbone. So that's one more pagey for us. Now, time to explore this little courtyard and then carry on to the 5th world. MC2M says compression is a lost art. Yeah, it used to be way more important, right? At least in, like, when it came to thinking about design, etc. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. Those are not speed boosts or anything. They, ouch, cause pain. Lovely. Jesus. Every time. Every time I'm so bad at that. Yikes. Okay, maybe not the world's best designed little slalom. Yeah, you've got like 0 way to control relative speed. That's... That probably could have used a little more time in the tank, unless... Hold on. Oh no, and... we cannot, manage that. Ouch. With rolling, and... you can slow, you can't really substantially accelerate, from what I'm seeing. If you can, it's marginal, and moreover, you kind of can't because of the time limit. Jesus. Wow. That's uncomfortable. Well, no, that's just going to be too damn slow. It's a, like, okay, it's a hard challenge, so it makes sense to have it in the late game. But again, all of my... All of these sections of the game that have given me substantial, not difficulty, but frustration so far, this one, now I think we can safely include it in that rank, gives the player such a remarkably limited toolkit when it comes to mobility and maneuvering, that it feels more frustrating than anything. Is this gonna get it? Yes, barely. Alright. It's one more for the towers. Good stuff. Nope, wrong one. Also the wrong one. Okay. MC2M says see the door on the left. Open it. Oh. It opens automatically. Lovely. What on earth? Okay. Oh, something gives me the distinct impression that we're going to need, like, all, or nearly all, of the, power meter upgrades to do this legitimately. But what is the fun in doing something legitimately? And that's how you cheese your way to a late game Pagey. And I love this little accelerated running animation. That's adorable. Ooh. There we go. Any errant pages over here? Not worth scouring quite yet. The shortcut's in the courtyard. Oh, I know. I've just not quite exhausted all routes of exploration yet. Oh, that was a horrible joke. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, we also need to open it from the other side, I believe. So, real quick, one more loading screen. Well, two more, technically. MC2M says 200 more loading screens. Feels like it when we're exploring Ivory Towers. But again, to be totally fair, inside, like, the literary worlds, the loading times, when they're present, don't even seem to be as bad. So, is there an excuse for something like this? Not really. But they seem to have done a much better job of optimizing things in and around the environments the majority of the gameplay occurs in. So that's something in their favor. Alright, let's do this. Finally, taking on the last world of Yooka-Laylee, the Galleon Galaxy. Also the one I'm most excited for. MC2M says at least 3 of the areas are huge. Oh yeah, and all of them are at the very least, you know, pretty decently sized and have a great number of moving objects or actors on screen at any time. Though, like, the more I think about it, I'm starting to really seriously think the dev team was legitimately very talented in creating environments that have relatively unique, or at the least uncommon, aesthetic themes and, like, kind of character about them. This being a great example. And maybe it would have improved not just performance, but also, like, the gameplay overall, if instead of 5 sprawling worlds, we got, like, given the scale of the project and their budget, between maybe 8 to 10 smaller worlds with, say, half the number of pages, roughly, but also far fewer recurring objectives, like, you know, a pagey for getting all the quills, a pagey for getting the Ghost Riders, a pagey for those god-awful Kartos sections. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful environment. I'm going to enjoy this a lot. And instead implementing more challenges based specifically around that environment, its characters, its mechanics. Because the worlds themselves, like just exploring these environments and seeing what's new in everyone, are far and away the most compelling part of the game, to me. MC2M says, you know, some of Banjo-Tooie's levels felt as big as these worlds. Yeah, I don't want to say it's too big, because I wouldn't say it's objectively so. I'm just saying, like, more variety, more really great environments, because, like, environment and world design, just from a purely stylistic standpoint, seems to really be this team's strong suit. Less pages, yeah, like I said, maybe instead of 5 worlds with 25 pages apiece, maybe 10, anywhere between like maybe 8 to 12 worlds with maybe 10 to 12 pages apiece. And also have the pages act as rewards for more significant or chunky challenges. This is very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, hello, Ghost Rider. MC2 says less Kartos. Yeah, no Kartos would be great. But yeah, less Kartos, and for that matter, fewer characters that have recurring or very similar mechanics in multiple worlds. Even as much as I love him, I guess you could like lump Rextro in with that. This world is absolutely breathtaking, though. I adore it. What? Ouch. Is the solution sonar? Doesn't appear to be, but I'd love it if it was somehow. Oh, yeah, now this is how you design a level right here. Like, it's very big, it's very open, but it's not just crammed full of things you absolutely have to, like, explore every nook and cranny of. It just has a great sense of scale about it. Okay, a Pagey's been locked up, God knows what for. We've got a stage in Intergalactic Beach Resort Jailbreak. Just love all the bright neon colors, man. This is gorgeous. I'm going to be gushing about, like, just the visuals of this world, probably, for the rest of the stream. Easily my favorite color palette, probably, like, my favorite design. Like I said, this, like, retro, kind of rustic sci-fi thing really does the job for me. Oh, let's go ahead and get this Pagey really quick. Ooh. Oh, and the Mollycool's up there as well. Excellent. So we get a Pagey and effectively the Mollycool at once. That's great. Ouch. Hello there. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? We are finally nearing the end of our time in Yooka-Laylee, but you're awesome and amazing. Glad to have you back with us. Let's grab the molecule really quickly before we carry on. In other words, before I totally forget where it is. It's going good, glad to hear it. I'm doing just fine, thank you. Just trying to take care of as much work as I can remotely right now, and complete the game if I could ever get my hands around these flight controls. Still not the worst mechanic in the game. Regular stream viewers have been watching me have an absolute crisis every time I run into Kartos for the past few days. I'll take the hit, don't care. Speaking of which, the Kartos boss fight, dear god, ouch. The Kartos boss fight. Just one of the... not the worst things in the game, probably one of the worst things in any modern platformer, I would say. On the whole, though, I've really been enjoying the game, its style at the very least. There's lots of things that look like they could use a good polish, but... oh, here we go. Kartos is near? Of course he is. Of course he is. He's always near. Well, I promise you, before this, before this stream is over, we will be through with Kartos for the entire game. It will be over. I will be free. Oh yeah, I haven't seen what the corplets look like here, and they're adorable. These little, like, chibi retro sci-fi aliens, I dig that. Okay, so we have a variety of routes it looks like we have to break our way through. MC2M says, what if I told you the final boss includes Kartos? I would hope and pray that you're joking. It does not. Okay, good. Thank God. I would not put it past this team, though. I mean, it's not just me, right? They seem to really, really like Kartos as a mechanic. Like they believe in Kartos. Unfortunately, to an extent that I do not. MC2M says, or no, You're Awesome and Amazing says, what's everyone's plan for dinner tonight? I'm having fried chicken and stuffing from a local restaurant. Oh, that sounds great. I'll probably just fix up something quick here, or really probably just have a bigger snack than anything. I had Mexican takeout the past couple of days. Finished the last of it off this afternoon, so I'm not terribly peckish at the moment. We'll need the cannonball for that one. And I'm guessing this for this route, huh? No? Well, it was a good shot. Ooh, chicken wings. Sounds good. All this talk of fried chicken is going to make me order some KFC tomorrow, even though I probably really definitely shouldn't do that. So we'll need this and the fire. Two. And finally, we're going to need if we want conductivity, I'm thinking, hold on. Nope. There we go. trying to think, do any of these have electrical properties that I'm either not aware of or have forgotten? Hold on, I can get this, no worries. Oh no, that's what the bioluminescence was for. Just helping us navigate in here. So that must mean... this last one is somehow for the honey? Oh no, no, I hear the electricity. Definitely. Wait. Oh, that one's brand new. Okay. Electricity and ice. Oh, that was quick and easy. You're awesome and amazing, says Mexican takeout sounds so good right now. Oh, believe me, it is. I order from what I believe is the most popular Mexican spot in my hometown, which has, like, probably close to a dozen Mexican restaurants interspersed throughout, and their food's generally very, very good. I got... because nowadays when I order takeout, obviously, since I'm under quarantine, as is most of the world presently, I try to order enough to, you know, eat off of very, very casually for a couple days. I ordered, like, a variety set of enchiladas, this wonderful, like, one-pan stir-fry that is basically nothing but caramelized onions, bell peppers, and then every type of protein you could imagine. So, like, shrimp, bacon, steak, like pulled chicken. Incredible. And, like a house special nacho. And I ate off of that for, like, 3 days or something. It was very, very good. You know, like, just indulging in food can be a wonderful coping mechanism for times such as this. Sonar shield. Well, at least we finally know what that's for. Alright, this sounds pretty straightforward. Oh, and it is just a transport system. Alright, well, that's gonna be pretty handy, because it looks like there's a lot to this world already, and it's no doubt only going to get much, much bigger. I've typically learned that we want to access the DN Ray after we're familiar with a world's layout, so we'll come back for that. Just going to make sure... well, hold on, real quick. We did get the pagey in there. Yes, we did. Didn't want to walk off without my pagey. Let me see. I see glowing objects, so does that mean somehow sonar? Of course it does. Sonar is the answer once again. Oh, wait a minute now. Looks like we might actually need some kind of transformation to deal with all this. Well, okay, I'm going to immediately go back on what I said and see what we've got to play around with this time. Their artistic design team, particularly for environments, was absolutely incredible. A lot of the game's mechanics probably could use another coat of polish, but Lord Almighty, just the design, everything on the artistic side of things, right down to, I would incorporate the soundtrack into that, is stellar. And nowhere has the DN Ray looked more at home than right here. Alright, let's do it. Ah, well, fittingly, we are now a Galligan. Oh, it's a spaceship. And the puns don't stop. So we've got 3 different types of weapons. Elemental weapons, I assume. We've got ice, fire, and ballistic. Ballistic, I presume. Fire for the ice balls. And no. Okay. Oh, I actually really like the way this thing controls. It's not too slippery, very responsive, and moves at a decently fast clip as well. Yeah, I'm alright with this. The rare oops, wrong one. The rare design teams always have loved their nautical styles and aesthetics. You can see a lot of that carried over into the Rareware team's current project, Sea of Thieves, which I've heard had a very, very kind of terrible start, but has gotten, like, considerably better due to, like, post-launch content. If so, good for them. That pagey scrap sounds a bit suspiciously like KK Slider to me. Now, real quick, we're going to do a quick lap of the islands to make sure we didn't miss any of those destructible orbs. Fairly certain we did. Oh, this is just gorgeous, isn't it? I love, like, the luminescent sea. Yeah, there we go. Some quills. Okay. Nothing else that I can see on this little island. So now back to the island with the Lightspeed house. I love the, like, stereotypical nautical remix of the world theme that we get right here. Let's see, there we go. Ooh, these appear to be blocking a passage. Definitely going to have to check that out in a bit. But for now, let's get over to the other island and see if we can connect them somehow. MC2M says, I'm thinking how the flight move would be banned from any game with modern design. Modern design, yeah, but... yeah, because you could access areas out of the map, that's very true. But I appreciate also the guiding principle in, like, old school platformers or adventure games that held that, you know, if a player makes it close to the end of your game, just let them off the leash. Let them have fun, explore, gather up anything they missed. Alright, so it looks like we've just got to destroy some stuff in order to save this pagey. My kind of mission. MC2M says, yeah, that's the point of a game, to have fun. I agree, absolutely. Not to watch a movie, amen to that. Because as, like, very detailed single-player RPGs, I'm thinking your Pillars of Eternity, your Torment, Tides of Numenera, or like the classical BioWare stuff demonstrates, you can have a really deep, story-focused experience that still affords the player, like, constant and really present agency. You don't have to curate the entire experience for them to make sure they have fun. Like, give folks all the proper tools they need to experience the world you've created, and they'll handle it themselves, I think, anyway. Oh, that was it? Just hitting the snowball switch? Alright. Well, that was a pretty easy one, then. Also, methinks that it is going to, it's going to be until we expand the world, or it won't be until we expand the world that we actually get to see the vast majority of this place's content. Because it doesn't look like there's just a ton of pages here. Now, there might be a couple in those little secret passages we've opened up, but that appears to be about it. Maybe, you know, 8 or 9 total right now, I'm guessing? Maybe around 8? That is true, MC2M says. That's lovely. We can open that barrier? Okay. I imagined as much, but... Oh, there's one more right there. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to need to revert to our normal form, but first, I want to go check out what we saw over here. There's a pagey scrap, and then there is a secret passage we opened along the backside of the island. I take it his quest is going to function like a traditional treasure hunt. Looking forward to that. I'm also, for whatever reason, getting very powerful flashbacks to the 5th chapter of Sly Cooper 3, which was an absolute gem of a stage. I think it might have just been called Dead Men Tell No Tales. But anyway, probably one of the greatest, I should say worlds in modern platforming. Right there, Bloodbath Bay. Right. Secret passage, that's it. Gotta stay focused. Here it is. Now what's in here? Oh wow, the Cosmic Cavern. Oh, and it's an instant death too. Well, there's an easy fix for that. I wanted to try to play it legitimately, but alright, fine. You want to play it that way? I got you. Since quills are of considerably diminished importance to us right now. MC2M says you need to jump for the legitimate... Yeah, you need to do like a high jump and hover, it looks like. Or at the least, that would be the best way to do it. Stop that. There we go. Oh, or the Sonic Shield, that's right. I keep forgetting we even have that move. It's because we got it at roughly the same time as the flight ability, and the latter has like this incredible like universal utility, while the Sonic Shield seems to have extremely situational usage. Or utility, I should say. Oof, Jesus. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for quills. I can't be fancy here. Can't afford to. Nope! Jesus. Well, we are screwed. I think, anyway. Or not. Never mind. This is suitably challenging for the late game, though, I have to say, so good job to Platonic. Alright, now let's let our super meter recharge. What? No! Alright. Alright. There's more than one way to handle this. Ha. Oh, and I see on the central pylon there is the power meter expander for this world. Well, real quick, let me go back for my upgrade that we're definitely gonna need if we have to use the sonic shield extensively. We turned off the power. Oh yeah, no, I see that. We released the dinosaurs. I should certainly hope not. Well, actually, no. We need the dinosaur because he's got at least 2 pages for us. I like to think that Rextro was powering this entire outfit himself somehow. Is this a dysfunction joke? MC2M says, ever watched Primeval? I have not, actually. And, of course, they could just leave anytime they want to. God, the pages are the worst. Not like it matters, we've got more than enough of them already. And yes, of course it was an ED joke. Of course it was. You know, Conker's Bad Fur Day must have changed these folks. Because, I mean, yeah, there was like plenty of ribald humor in the Banjo-Kazooie games, but I don't think it was quite this forced a lot of times. Not to say it's bad or it shouldn't be here or whatever, just... MC2M says, if you want a great show about dinosaurs and terrible futures and fun British sci-fi, oh, absolutely, I will definitely check Primeval out then. That reminds me, though, talking about British sci-fi reminds me, I really have to get caught up on Doctor Who. I'm literally years behind. Years. Like, to give you any... MC Tomb says I stopped watching Doctor Who. It's a shame that, like, well, people say the current Doctor, or the actress for the Doctor, does a phenomenal job. But unfortunately, the show just isn't as popular as it used to be. Hence why they've, like, drastically cut the number of episodes per season or series and all that. And that's quite disappointing, really, I think. Because it's a absolutely fantastic sci-fi program. One of the few really, really good ones left in production, I'd say. And You're Also an Amazing says, same here, I'm behind on Doctor Who. Now, exactly how far behind are we talking? Because, like, in my case, and I consider myself a fan, I just, I tend to forget about things for protracted periods of time and take ages picking them back up again. I stopped watching right around maybe the midpoint or near the end of Matt Smith's last season, not because I dislike Peter Capaldi. I was actually really excited to see his series. But I just kind of never picked it back up. I guess I got distracted or into other things. I'm on episode 1. Oh, so like the original program from the 60s, or episode 1 of the revival program starring, I think series 1 was Christopher Eccleston, who I really, really liked, actually, and I think doesn't get quite enough credit for his performance. MC2M says I gave up because the overall story became bad. Oh man, I could have a great discussion with you guys about Stephen Moffat, who seems to be a genuinely fantastic human being and just sweet guy, but his approach to running that show and principles for storytelling, oh my god. MC2M says I stopped after Capaldi. Oh, hold on. We got Ghost Rider. Gotcha. Gotcha. Already got 3 of the Ghost Riders. That is pretty good, y'all. And yeah, it definitely seems to be the case that there is, like, nothing here pre-expansion. So, with that said, let me check how many pages we have. 4 out of 25? Well, why don't we go expand this sucker? MC2M says, I stopped after Capaldi. I did watch season 1 of the original. I've heard from a lot of people, I don't know because I've never undertaken it myself, the original is, like, really charming, but so outdated and low budget, it's kind of difficult to watch. Alright, let's crank it up. MC2M says I didn't watch through because it is a hard watch. Because of the missing episodes, yeah. That's one of the reasons why, Well, because of the missing episodes, there's, like, very, very little in the way of Patrick Troughton's run that's still available outside of audio recordings, I believe. Also, we got a trophy there called, I think, Supersized. More of that trademark Platonic humor there. I'm really excited to see what this place looks like now. Oh, wow, I can already see there's a ton more stuff. Oh, okay. Who is this? Oh, wow. Heavens above. There's so much more to this place now. And somehow even more vibrant than before. Oh god, I love it. I love it. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's go explore. Oh, hey, it's the racing cloud again. I was wondering if we would run into her once more. Oh no, we're good, Vindy. Yeah, let's go try the cloud race first, I suppose. We're going to have to do this in galleon form, of course. I suspect we're going to be doing a whole lot of things in galleon form in this world, which is great. It's great that as the game goes on, we start to see the transformations become a little bit more robust in the ways they're utilized. There we go. Oh, there's just so much to do in every direction. It doesn't feel quite as overwhelming as Capital Casino did at first, but just like really, really exciting. Yeah, we can do this and then go check out what appears to be some kind of cosmic mini-golf behind her. MC2M says, imagine if they started from Galleon Galaxy and went from there. Oh man, that'd be a terrible design decision. Because I would say just in terms of like visual impact, sort of the fluidity of everything, as well as just the amount of stuff to do here. Like clearly distinct, like I've talked about I think last night, those really cool little spokes off of the main world that are home to these really intentionally designed compact areas with very specific challenges that I adore, and I think those are where the game shines. This world seems to just be covered in them. To go from this to something like the Glacier would be... oh god, that would turn off so many players, I think, or it definitely would me. I mean, you don't want to start at the top of the mountain and work your way down, oh no. This is an interesting little race. Oof. Yeah, this isn't too bad. Fairly simple little speed run across the galaxy here. And it is giving us like a full circuit of the open, like, ocean of stars. The Star Ocean, if you will. Never actually played any of those games. I've heard they're pretty solid JRPGs, though. There's Rextro. There we go. This might be the longest checkpoint race in the game. Oh man. Those held us up for a minute. Hopefully that won't come back to bite us. And it just keeps going. Wow, I was kind of kidding, but it is a full circuit of the entire stage. Well, alright. Not really much you can say during a segment like this. It just keeps on going. Almost there, though, finally. Alright, I'll take my pagey now, thank you. MC2M says I meant having the glacier in the same vein. Like, does having this stage serve as kind of the foundation, the real, guiding star for your design philosophy throughout? That would be amazing. I think visually, and kind of in the mechanics of the way just looking at it this stage is designed, there's all of these different little, like, arenas to go to and explore. That would be incredible. Instead of just having one massive wide open space with everything thrown into the middle of it. Not saying that's bad, it's certainly not. Like, the casino operated largely in that fashion, and I had a very good time with it. But this just appeals to me even more. We'll take that, thank you. Now what's over here? Like, this looks almost like something out of Disneyland, right? Or Disney World, I should say. Oh, well, this will be nice and easy, hopefully. Oh no, we gotta... Oh, I see what we have to do. I definitely see what we have to do. Also, what on earth are you? Oh, I love his voice. Blamphibians. That's brilliant. I kinda love this guy. Love his animations, love his voice. Okay, so we're probably going to need to find... First off, these little Googly-eyed demons are everywhere in this stage. But... Oh, jeez. You actually have to hit the object, not the eyes. That's interesting. We might need to find... Yeah, cannonballs over here. Yeah, I know, we need a lot of height and the cannonballs. There we go. Nice and easy. Even though he's speaking, right, like just complete gibberish, he sounds almost like one of the Sims trying to do a William Shatner impression. Is that you hearing that? Like he's got Shatner's style of emphasis and cadence. If that's intentional, not saying it is, it's brilliant. Well, with this done, let's explore. Have we already been here? Is this the secret area we went to earlier, the Cosmic Cave? I don't know. Looks like it. Yep. Let's hover our way on over then to the Black Hole in One. An absolutely wonderful name. You know, for once, I don't think I'm gonna have a whole lot to criticize here. This world's amazing. And it's another Blamphibian. Space golf. I'm all about it. So, overall pretty similar to the golf challenge we had to complete back at the casino. Right down to having the same ball, apparently. Oh, let's do this. Oh, these damn things. There we are. Yeah, I kind of like these overall. There you go, there you go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nice and easy. Nice and gentle. Or, come on now. Just like actual mini golf, you get your ball stuck like to the side of an obstacle, you are screwed. Come on. That's it. That's it. Oh no, you guys stay away from the rock. I got this. There we go. Not too bad. Another fun little distraction. So far, I don't think I have a single complaint about Galleon Galaxy. That surprises even me. Now we get to use the miraculous futuristic power of suction to get back to the entrance and our pagey. MC2M says check the ceiling. Okay. We'll give it a look-see. They love cramming things in the ceiling. Well, I guess because they're aware that people so rarely look up. Oh, this is brilliant. A Ghost Rider in here. Wow. That's amazing. And we have to fight this one with this very primitive model of our fan friends blustering us about. I guess this is Grandpa Blowy. Oof. There we go. Just one more hit now. There we go. Thank you for the heads up. And away we go. Just one more Ghost Rider to find, and it's the speedy one, if I'm correct. There we are. Alright, so I guess next we'll head... Well, why don't we head over to the large galleon? Oh, look at this. It's like a beautiful extraterrestrial boardwalk. Like, I have a genuinely hard time believing that this and the Glacier were designed by the same team. Like, the Glacier had a beautiful skybox and a couple nice vistas, for instance. But this is not only a beautiful environment, like, in terms of its utility, it's so exciting. There's so many things to do. Let's check the interior real quick. The captain's cabin. And it's just a corplet and a hat. Of course. So it looks like there's nothing we can do directly to interact with the captain right now. Oh, but maybe. But maybe with some luminescence. We can light the lantern in his cabin. Love the lighting in this area. And of course we terrify him. I'm not complaining, I'll just take the pagey. And with that, actually, ladies and gents, we're coming up on, like, well, not far out from 2.5 hours total. I might actually call it for tonight, if only because while the stream has been ongoing, of course, I've gotten more emails from students and the like. So I have a couple things I need to take care of, but hopefully we'll be back tomorrow to... I think we can still finish the game tomorrow evening. I want to say. There's, hold on. There's only 30 pages left in the game, and most of them are going to be right here in... or a plurality of them will be right here in Galleon Galaxy. So tomorrow we'll be back to take on the boss, explore the rest of this beautiful, like, incredibly enthralling stage. I can't wait for it. And we shall hopefully finish up the game. Thank you very much for the kind words, MC2M, and thanks for all the advice, this evening. We shall be back with you tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Central Time, hopefully to finish Yooka-Laylee. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.